welcome to our podcast. Today I'm with,
Abby, and my character is Amethyst.
and I'm Amber, my character is Sapphire. Today on my podcast, I will be introducing my new show, which is called Hellview High. It is a high school based in Hell that hosts demons from across all the rings of Hell. It's heavily based on Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss, since I was really inspired by these shows, and I decided to create my own series that hopefully will bloom into something. Today I'm just going to be discussing a little bit about characters, like I said, I have a guest speaker today, so I will be talking to her a little bit about her opinions on the show and what her experience with this series is, what she enjoys about being part of the cast, what she is excited for the series. And I'll just be discussing more about the show so you get some information. Before I go any further, I would just like to mention there is no script to this. So if we don't sound very prepared, it's because that there is no script. We're kind of going freestyle on this. And the show is in very early development. I've developed the first episode, but the character Amethyst is not featured in the first episode. She is a character that will be shown later, early in the series enough, but later on. So I haven't planned out too much of the later on, but I know her character and she knows her character, sort of, and hopefully I can try and explain to you the future of this show in the best way possible. And let's begin. So, Amethyst, what's your opinion on this series? Are you excited for it?
I am very excited for it.
What are you most excited about?
I'm most excited to see all of the characters and put them together and see how well it turns out.
Yeah, that's very, very understandable. I'm very excited about that as well. Are you happy that you have your own character?
I'm happy I have my own character. It makes me feel like myself with my own personality traits inside of it.
Your character is very heavily based on yourself. Obviously this is a podcast. We're not gonna record Abby, but I have already planned out some of the character designs for the characters, but they're not set in point. So we're just gonna discuss with Abby her character. What's your favorite part of your character?
My favorite part of my character is that it's only based on myself, which my hair color is the same, jewelry, fashion, all the same. But what I like most about my character is the name Amethyst, almost like the magic of the amethyst where it can bring out your third eye. As my purples are my eyes are purple like an amethyst, that just turns out very well about my character.
I definitely agree with you, and honestly, I kind of headcanon your character would have a third eye and would be really spiritually awakened into astrology and stuff. I'm not sure if I'm just saying, but in short, the character design for Amethyst is pretty set on point to Abby's physical appearance. I'll talk later about my character, but Abby's character so far is going to be has blondish, whitish kind of with green highlights, as Abby does have, because I love Abby's hair color, and it's inspired me for her character. She usually wears it down or in a high ponytail, which is something Abby also does. Very similar fashion, because I purely wanted to make these characters based on people that I know in my life, people that are special to me, people that are important to me, because I know them the best and I can write for them the best, and I will also get input from them as well. So hence why I based the character on Abby. And like I was saying, her jewelry fashion is the same. She's So one thing that I'm gonna add is she's like Amethyst is really, because Amethyst is a crystal, as Abby already previously mentioned. So she's gonna be like really into crystals and third eyes and awakenings and stuff like that.
I have a full bag of amethysts in my room.
So I think Abby is probably the perfect person to portray Amethyst and be that character, because Abby is like that, and I can just look at Abby and be like, hey, I should write that for the series. Abby
Yes,
is...
queen.
So I think that will be it for our character discussion podcast. I'm going to keep it relatively short considering I have to do another podcast basically describing the plot of the whole show and what you should expect. Not going to give too many spoilers, just based on what the first episode is going to be like, what you can expect, giving a little bit of insight to that and characters that will be involved, what will happen. So this will be the closing statement. Would you like to say anything to the audience before?
I think that the first starting of this podcast is working out really well, and I think this is going to be a really successful podcast and episodes as more is to come. And I just want to say I love y'all.
Thank you so much for listening.